be easier to ship than to haul it to Rhode Island.
You made a good decision, I'm sure.
What is the Dana Laney? Oh, the clock.
Yeah.
What's it say?
It says, Happy 75th Sam, above Ginger and Dan, 8/20/01, some serious luffing, Sam and crew acrobatics.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Oh, that is terrific.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, man.
What a nice job.
That's looks just exactly like our trip.
I love the title. I think serious luffing is a.
What does luffing mean?
Well, it means you're headed too much into the wind, so your sails, instead of drawing, are flapping.
I see.
Okay.
There we go. You're on television.
My little girl.
You both look great. You really do. Boy.
Hello.
I got.
Sally's. What is your name? Okay.
Thunder! If it comes.
Yeah, I got to start again on the 3D, unfortunately. Oh, there he is.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Everybody. Sally says.
Anybody's toes, tight quarters right
Thank you, Maddie.
My hands are all dirty.
My dog.
Your hands all dirty? Madeline, you're showing your hands. Oh my God, look at her hair.
No.
Long hair, not very. Yeah, half cake's 27 gallons. Full keg is 55 gallons. Be all about.
All telephone.
You know, there's a long message inside.
No, we do know. I mean, I do email, but not much.
Yes.
I heard today that
Yeah, and it's a ship. I feel like you're looking.
The pelting on the eyes down.
I took a still.
In 1926, Model Ts were de rigueur, phones and TVs were nix. On August 20th of that special year, the arrival of Samuel Allen Wilkinson III, Grammy and grandfather, did cheer. As we gather today to celebrate Dad's 75th, that he looks and acts decades younger makes his age seem a myth. Highlights of the past 75 years we want to call out. Dad's adventures and accomplishments are significant, no doubt. The 30s were spent at 292 Clinton Road. Peggy, David, Bobby, and Danny soon filled the Wilkinson abode. Annie and Jack helped keep the crew in check. Summers were adventures at Province Lake and Camp Kinnickinnick. In the 40s, off to the Navy, young Sam went. He traveled the world, playing the accordion became his bent. Dartmouth, Kappa Sig, and wrestling were next. Dearest friends from both Navy and Dartmouth he did collect. The 1950s were a decade of big news. There was law school and Alston Street with many ladies from which to choose. That's right. The dashing bachelor began to settle down. His marriage to Jean was the talk of the town. From Boston to Manchester, they soon moved. Jean retired and they began to produce the Wilkinson Brood. Kate was born in 1958. To get the family sailing, Dad could not wait. Into the 60s, we now fly. The Wilkinson girls did multiply. From law to banking, a career change Dad made. From Manchester to Maine, we moved our parade. More sailing and hunting for birds, duck, and deer. Even the skiing got better each year. Our first dog and a microbus were amongst the acquisitions. Then into the 70s, we made a transition. Mosher's Island, Madonna Mountain, canoe trips with the Craigs, trips to Martinsburg, D.C., and Civil War battlefields with the Rogers we made. New Year's celebrations with the Barons were grand. 5 weeks driving west in the family wagon Dad had planned. Soon Mom and Dad went their separate ways. Weekly dinners with Dad helped ease the craze. Into the 80s were years of more big events. From banking to real estate, Dad's focus went. With a wonderful celebration, Dad and Sally were wed. Matt, Derek, and Phil became the sons he never had. Soon building a house became Dad's passion. Sailboats Tantalara evolved to Second Wind and then Sally B in succession. And into the 90s, Dad joined the bankruptcy court. He and Sally cheered the boys in all sorts of sports. Having walked 4 daughters down the aisle, Dad is now an adoring grandfather with the most wonderful smile. As we entered the millennium, Dad retired in theory. Still, sitting still is something he won't do. He's made quite clearly. Sailing, skiing, running, and hunting continue to fill his leisure. Reading church, Dartmouth, Navy buddies, and dear family give him great pleasure. The man of the day is a man we all treasure. Our love for him is something impossible to measure. Let's raise our glass to the man we think so dear. We wish him many more decades of good health and good cheer.
Oh, yay! Here! Oh, great!
Any ideas what that might be?
What? Is that your tent?
Oh, wait a minute, push the steps every year. And there were 2 finalists this past year. One was a graduate of Yale, and the other was a redneck from Georgia. And so they were each given a word, and they had to make a rhyme to this word, and they had 1 minute to do it. So the Yale graduate was first by flip of the coin, and he got up and he said,
Don't forget the word. You gotta say the...
oh, I'm sorry, the word was Timbuktu. They had to rhyme Timbuktu. So the Yale graduate got up and he said, across the barren desert sand, trekked the lonely caravan. Men on camel, 2 by 2, destination Timbuktu. And the crowd goes wild. He's done it, he's done it. Then the redneck from Georgia stands up and he said, me and Tim a-huntin' went. Met 3 whores in a pop-up tent. They was 3, we was 2. So I bucked 1 and Tim bucked 2.